Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear monks or nuns and the rest of the assembly, now is the noontime afternoon, second day of the retreat of April 2026. Now is the time for sharing, for question and answer about the practice. For the practice, we focus on the practice, and we try to maintain the doubt. The problem that we may encounter because we not believe in our own mind, not because we not try to participate in the Dharma discussion, and that's why we don't practice correctly. Like when we talking about investigating Chan, but we actually reciting the question. So it seems it's like just reciting the question, and we're not gonna give rise to the doubt. And so it's just like subduing the false thoughts. And the patriarchs mentioned, if we do this, then it's not better than reciting the Buddha's name. So it's not reciting the question. It's investigating. So if we keep doing this, investigating Chan, even if it's just like the recitation, we keep doing this, investigating. If we don't get rise to the doubt for 3 months, we didn't get it, then try for 5 months, 7 months, until we get the doubt. Patriarchs keep reminding us the target that we need to face is the Huato state, the state of no thought arise, not the question. The patriarchs give an example. They use the koan from Huan Yun, the patriarchs, like do we hit the cow so the cow can carry the wagon, or the whip the wagon? This question the 3 years old can understand. So most of the time, if we practice incorrectly, then most of the time we investigating the wood tail, not the wood head. So the Lankavatara Sutra mentioned about the fourth state of attachments. There's two types of in one of the sutra mentioning about investigating Chan, one of the incorrect practice is to investigating the wood tail, and the wood tail is just we keep going after the subjective and objective. Another incorrect practice is to try to resolve the question. And so another example from Master Lake War, he asked one of the pillar in the monastery, what is the color of this pillar? And the color of the pillar is red. But when he asked a question, most of the people, of course, they're going to answer it's red. But he said, it's not red, it's green. So as far as the color, some individual, the vision is not, they have a problem with the vision, so they wouldn't be able to identify the right color. So patriarchs try to ask questions and try to give us the teaching to tell us, to remind us not to attach. But we keep doing it. We keep attached to things. Like when we're talking about the state of the Huato state, looking at the Huato state, and some people incorrectly thinking that look at a space, a place that nothing exists. This is wrong. This is not investigating the Huato state, because this has to do with the subjective and objective. But if we want to leave behind the objective, then we need to have the inflow thought, the thought of inflow. Master Stephen mentioned investigating Chan is like counteract the hearing or the knowing, to go back to the hearing. So we need to participate in the Dharma discussion and keep practicing And then when we read the Heart Sutra, or when we listen to the false state of attachment, then we'll be able to have a clear understanding. So in order to have a clear understanding, we need to practice until we get to the state of enlightenment. So now is a time for question and sharing. Namo Sakamuni Buddha. We invite Kim Ying to speak. Namo Sakamuni Buddha, dear all monks or nuns, and everyone. Dear Master, a few days ago, a good mention about the hearing, seeing, knowing, and understanding, to contemplate the prajna. I kind of have a question. I kind of wonder about this. For me, I just ask the question and try to maintain the doubt. So this is the sharing from a practitioner, from a good no advisor, when he or she exchange practice, exchange or sharing the practice. He said, when we investigating and asking the question, it has a thought of not understanding, not knowing. Can you explain this a little bit further? Talking about using hearing, seeing, knowing, understanding, we look at the state of ignorance. Usually we give rise to thoughts of differentiation. This, when we're talking about looking at or pay attention, the hearing, understanding, knowing, and seeing, this is the experience, the prajna. But when we use this experience to lead us to the contemplation prajna, like form is emptiness, form and emptiness is non-dual. That is prajna. That is the contemplation prajna. The state of being being ignorance. It's not really ignorance. Like a person, like a student, he or she try to concentrate on his or her study. He or she is not really in the state of ignorance. Like a scientist estimates, he tried to examine so actually he tried to examining things, and and he forgot to. He took off his clothes and forgot to put it back. So this is because he concentrate on his work. It's not really being ignorant. So the person who really concentrate on his or her work, they don't mind the surrounding. When we're talking about hearing, seeing, understanding, and knowing, and this is the experience, the skillful means, prajna, to lead us to contemplation prajna. So we use this to strengthen the belief in our own mind. So we use the experience prajna to lead us to contemplation prajna, to get all the way to the true prajna. We're talking about pay attention to the state of heart, to the heart of state. This is the Tao. Don't misunderstand. If we have to be careful, although it's gonna we're gonna have the subjective and objective. So, like seeing but not really seeing, listen but not listening, knowing but not really knowing. This is the state that is has no more objective. So when we're talking about paying attention, looking at that, we meant the doubt. That is the doubt, maintaining the doubt. So usually we don't understand, and we just keep chasing the word, the explanation, the text. So if we attach to the explanation or the text, then we don't really understand the intention of the patriarch, the good no advisors. Some people say, "Oh, I tried to look at or pay attention to it, but I couldn't do it." And the good no advisor say, "Then you are successfully." So when we ask the question, if we ask a question without the doubt, that is not really investigating John. That is just a recitation. But when we ask a question, then if there is a doubt, then that is the investigating John, investigating. And that is also, we pay attention to it. So we need to understand this. When we're talking about investigating John, it's really leaving behind subjective and objective. So if we're just investigating the wood tail, we never get to the state of enlightenment. And you understand what I try to explain? Yes, I do. I would like to ask one more question. Yesterday, I and my coworker would share. My coworker said, when we practice, the master always reminds us to ask a question to give rise to the doubt and eradicate self-attachment. But my friend said, well, we know that we still attached to the self. Like we keep going to the Zoom to listen to the and keep practicing. In reality, to eradicate the self-attachment, my friend unable to do this yet. Not be able to do this yet. When we're talking about eradicate self-attachment, it's very clearly stated very clearly in the instructional book. No gain, no attain, no fear. And this is eradicating the self-attachment. This is just the explanation. This is the method. But when we practice, investigating Chan is actually we eradicate the self-attachment. When we're talking about eradicating self-attachment, like when we say we don't attach to, we don't attach to the scolding from other people. But that is already an attachment because this is not the thought of knowing, this is the thought of differentiation. So when we're talking about eradicating self, eradicating self-attachment or all attachment, if we keep the doubt, and that is really eradicating self-attachment and all attachments. For us, our practice is not to that state yet. We still differentiate things all the time. When we hear people scolding, we get frustrated, we get affliction. So like when we, as a practitioner, when we hear people criticizing, and we remind ourselves, we need to go back to the practice. We need to ask a question to give rise to a doubt, and it's automatically eradicating. So with the practice, we hear all kind of criticism, but only lasts for a short period of time, because we keep the practice going, and then all this criticism will go away. So actually, asking the question give rise to a doubt. This is the really eradicating our attachment. For myself, when I encounter some of the tasks, I take precautions about, but sometimes this task or this incident keep repeating, and I may not remember.
Thì tất cả nó tháo gỡ hết những cái nhân quả, tất cả những cái buộc ràng, những cái phân biệt ở nơi tâm, những cái lo sợ ở nơi cảnh, nó mất hết, cũng mới nhớ hết nữa.
So if we keep if we keep the practice going, maintain the practice, we don't remember the good or the bad. It's just like bàng quần. He taught his friends, try not to gather things that we don't have, and all the things that we have, try to let go of it. So practice, if we have the real practice, then it's automatically eradicating the attachments. Sometimes we think that we have the practice, we practice correctly, but we may not have the practice. We may not practice correctly. So in our daily life, we encounter things unfavorable and favorable. This is all false. It's just like a dream. Everything is like it's a dream. So if it's a dream, then we don't we don't want to resolve it and solve it. And we don't attach to it. And we don't have any fear of it. We don't try to think about it. So this will sweep out all the attachment. So do you understand what I try to explain? Yes, I do. We invite Pháp Linh to speak. Nam mô Sakamuni Buddha. Thì sư phụ, you understand? Can you hear me? Yes, I do. I would like to present my practice. If there's anything wrong, then please correct. So my habits, like working or performing any task, I try to do is fast. And then sometimes I feel like my habit, and it seems like my habits is doing too fast, performing, uh, uh, doing things too fast, and sometimes it bothers other people around, and it keep making other people's frustrated and give others people's affliction. I recognize this. So please give me some encouragement. The pictures keep saying the habit is not easy to be eradicated. Try not to subdue habits. Try to change it. Try to change that. Has to do with the consciousness. If we know our sickness, then we'll be able to get rid of, to eradicate them. So just simply ask the question, just investigating the child, whatever that is, good, bad, lose, gain, loss, gain. It's not important. Don't attach to it. Just simply ask a question. Keep the practice going. So while we're working, we have the conduct to benefit others. We just do as the best that we can. If they scold or if they yell at, don't mind. Don't try to uh, differentiate and get. Don't differentiate. So if we are doing things for the triple jewels, just do it. Don't differentiate. When you see people not doing it, uh, don't mind. Just do it. So while you're working, try to maintain the practice, and then eventually the habits will be eradicated without knowing. It's just like when we hate something and we try to forget it, but actually we remember it more, stronger. So the practice, just ask a question and give rise to a doubt. Then all these habits or all the will be eradicated. So try to do everything that you can to benefit other people, the people around us, all. So as a practitioner, we try to practice at all times. Like when, as a practitioner, as a Lepton person, we try to study the precepts. We try to understand the precept, try to uphold the precepts. And with the practice, then we will be able to understand the meditation precept is.
Nó làm sai làm bậy mình không hay biết, nó nguy hiểm, giống như là mình tự hủy hoại cái giá trị của bản thân mình, hay là hủy hoại cái giới pháp của mình.
So without understanding precept, then we more likely to forget the importance of the practice. So thanks for the advice. We invite Pháp Tuệ to speak. Nam Mô Sakamuni Buddha, dear Sư Phụ, dear all monks, all nuns, and all practitioners. I would like to ask about the practice. I remember in the past, my habits is so strong that it control everything, control my thought, my action. And I was asking with a lot of good note about it. One time I shared with Ian, and she told me, just let go of all this. And he said, just go to the master and ask about the practice. And if you practice correctly, then everything will be okay. So for my practice, it seems like I practice correct. It seems like I used to pay attention to other people. One time I came to the master, and the master told me the practice is just like taking the breath. So just be normal with the practice. Don't let the mind no, should not have a thought of worrying about this or that. Just practice. I remember at Gaomeng, one of the instructional talks, give a Dharma talk in Chinese. And when he asked a question, Nian Fo Shi Shui, it seems like he did it very very clearly and very slow. And I feel there's a good energy throughout the hall. Every one of us has different sickness. good or no vice. It's depend on the condition that we have. And it's just like we have headache, they give us the headache medication. Like when we have a stomach ache, they give us stomach ache medication. So the the condition, the levels of understanding, we are different. The Buddha mentioned, bring forth the body mind. And the Buddha also mentioned about the four great vows. And sometimes he bring up the theory about prajna. All this is to strengthen the belief in our own mind. For the proper Dharma, for the right Dharma, is to eradicate the self-attachment. So bring forth the body mind is actually bring the mind not to have any attaining, gaining, no seeking. So the four great vows is actually to eradicate self-attachment. It's like affliction is is exhaustible. I vow to end them. So this is all expedience. There's 84,000 Dharma doors. So eventually is to get to the state of enlightenment, and this the state is to eradicate all attachment. So after we eradicate all attachment, then the mind to be compassionate will be manifest. So when we completely practice to the state of a complete body mind, and the state of being compassionate will manifest, will come out. So our practice is just like chewing a rotten wood, rotten log, but keep doing it, and eventually we will have a flavor of it. This is also counteract the knowing, the hearing, to get back to our self nature. So good no advisors keep reminding and telling us to practice. So we just rely on the practice, keep the practice going to eradicate all of our attachments. The Buddha gave an example. A prisoner have a death penalty, and somehow he got away and ran away from the prison, and he tried to get to try to hide, and somehow he jumped into the well and grabbed the rope. He was so scared while he's hanging onto the rope. But when the honey, the bee fly by and drop 5 drops of honey, and when he got that 5 drops of honey, he forget everything else. So this is just like the 5 desires. So the regulation, the rules, the precepts is really help us to cultivate. Don't let the 5 desires overcome us, like wealth, fame, sleep, food, sex. All these 5 desires, don't let them control us. We need to keep the practice going continuously. So we rely on the good advisor, rely on the monastery, the Dharma friends, so that we can maintain the practice. The time is up. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.